All you hoes, you and your mammy and your granny too. I'm sick of this shit. All you hoes don't give a damn what you wanna do.
They like the chaos.
They like the chaos. So when you're able to
Chaos.
let that chaos reign with,
Chaos.
let that chaos reign with,
Chaos.
let that chaos reign with,
Must reign.
Yes. Welcome, guys. Welcome here to another edition, another podcast, another live stream, another look here in the Chaos Reign show. I am Chaos Reign, and I didn't take a look earlier. Okay. Welcome. Today, it looks like we have a round two of the one and only Naima from Jubilee, a young fox, mixed chick, a so-called social science or wherever her background is in the great University of USC. She's here again for round two to debate the one and only Andrew Wilson, the man from the Crucible. The Crucible. He's here to now lay the smackdown and slay dragons, or what you want to call it. And shout out to DOD. I see you in the building, my brother. How you doing? Let's begin. All right. Reaction. One thing you will notice with this particular debate, I think it's going to get more intensified because they're going to go real in depth about man and his role towards feminism to the point where man, if you watch this debate and listen carefully, it looks like they're trying to portray that man is all bad and evil to the point that he is just a ruthless beast, that he should only move with logic and feeling, not by his own merit and his own aggression. And in a perfect world, yes, you could have what we call feelings into what you do. But as men, we deal with what is necessary. And we don't deal with too much of the emotional. So no further ado, let's watch y'all reaction. Be respectful for the comment in the chat room. If you have any questions, put in super chat, or other than that, I'll read your comments in the chat room. Let's go.
Andrew, we're actually supposed to do a Jubilee surrounded debate for our kind of part two of this conversation. But what ended up happening, now I don't work for Jubilee, I'm not going to speak for their administration, but I think the general consensus, do you know what the theme of the video was supposed to be?
Feminism.
No, so the people who were surrounded, it was supposed to be like Jubilee All-Stars. So it was like surrounded Jubilee All-Stars. And so of course we all know each other because it's all the people who've been in Jubilee videos before. And I think the general consensus was that we wanted to debate someone bigger, to be honest with you. So that's why they brought in Charlie Kirk, and he actually was assassinated I want to say a week before we were supposed to do that debate. So I don't know. It got completely canceled. They rescheduled it, and now we don't know who it's going to be.
Damn.
Yeah, I know. It was pretty intense. It was weird. The debate was actually scheduled for the day of his memorial.
So you guys all said no to me?
I don't think it was no.
Sounds like you were saying no.
Yeah, I mean, it was kind of no.
Yeah. Okay.
I mean, not a lot of people really know about the Crucible.
I mean, a lot more
not
people.
Your Crucible.
A lot more people know. Well, yeah, actually, tell me.
Okay, let's put this to the fact checker. If no one does not know the Crucible, let me look up the Crucible, because Naima is posing that Andrew Wilson is a nobody. He's not popular. What he's doing is an error. It doesn't get attention, much less he is of no importance, but you're here having debate with this man. So let's look up Andrew Wilson social media presence. And please hit the like button, guys. All right. Hold on, guys. As I look this up, let me look what's going on in the chat room. Let me see how we're doing. Okay, we're doing all right. We're going to look at Andrew Wilson because she said this man's a nobody. We're going to put that to the acid test right now. All right. Andrew Wilson, he has a couple social media presence. Instagram, he has, let me see. All right, it don't seem like he has a IG. So let me go back. Actually, he does have IG. Let me check, make sure. No, that's not it. Let me go back. All right. He has a what? No, that's not it. Where is this thing? Please. All right. Let me keep playing as I find out more of his social presence. I don't want to hold time.
The names of the people, and let's see if they do know about the Crucible. Who are the names of the Jubilee All-Stars?
I mean, I'm not speaking on behalf of anyone else.
I know, but what are
myself.
the names of the Jubilee All-Stars who would have been there?
Please.
I mean, lots of people. Parker,
What?
Dean,
Oh,
Zena,
so yeah, Parker knows me well. Dean knows me well. Who else?
Yeah, we're not talking about us. Of course, we all know people in the political
Well, I thought you just
sphere.
said
We're talking
nobody.
about
I thought you just said nobody knows the Crucible.
Andrew. I'm talking about the world, the audience. Everyone in a political sphere, of course, knows each other. We're all in an insular community, but outside of this community, like, do you think you're as big as Charlie Kirk?
No, of course not. But
Okay, exactly.
who is?
Candace Owens, Ben Shapiro,
I mean, Candace Owens
Dr.
wasn't
Carlson.
bigger. No, I don't think any of them were bigger than Charlie Kirk.
Nick Crowder.
Nick Crowder?
Well, I mean, they're all bigger than
Who the
you.
hell is Nick Crowder?
Isn't he that guy who does the podcast where he's all mean? I don't know.
No.
That's kind of all you guys do.
You mean Steven Crowder?
Oh,
Yeah, no, Charlie Kirk is definitely bigger than all of them.
sorry. I'm not a huge fan of Steven Crowder's content.
Oh, I mean, were you a big fan of any of their content?
No, but everyone knew about them.
Yeah, so I understand. No, I get it.
I mean, I know, Andrew. It sucks to hear that.
But they had reached out to me, not me to them. So
Yeah, but
I mean,
it's
I
kind of
guess
a two-sided thing.
I guess I don't know. I've debated most of those people in the political circles on places like Piers Morgan. I've never seen you there.
Well, that was kind of part of it. Yeah, I actually got invited to Piers Morgan. I didn't do it because they asked me like 20 minutes
How
before I
come
was supposed
you?
to go on.
How come? Well, now we're speaking about this. How come you canceled on Tim Pool?
Oh, I canceled on Tim Pool because I got a brand deal that was paying me more and I didn't have to leave my house. Actually, I can talk about the Tim Pool thing.
Yeah, because
that got a little
he said
weird.
that you agreed to come on and then canceled.
Okay, so it's very interesting that you say that. When I met with Tim Pool's team, they were not willing to pay me to travel across the country to debate.
Well, they
and
were going to take care of your
also-
flight and hotel.
That's not paying me though. That's paying for my flight. They would have had to do that for anyone.
Yeah.
And they also they didn't know who I was supposed to debate yet. So I told them I will agree to do a debate so long as I know who I'm debating and I accept the terms of that debate.
Has Jubilee paid you?
Yeah, of course they pay me.
What do
Everybody
they pay?
pays
What do
me.
they pay you?
That's not your business.
Well, they pay you $25 for gas, right?
No, they pay me more than that.
To show up for the Surrounded.
Of course.
And the problem I don't like about Jubilee, for those that don't know, I think it's run by a Latino man, if I remember. Yeah, or Indian man. It's not really run by white people specifically. I could be wrong, but when I saw the people that was promoting it, the extra commercials in Jubilee, I don't see nobody that's European as representative. But you guys could probably educate me more if you see something different. Let's keep going. As I'm trying to dig up Andrew's social media presence, we'll listen to more.
candidates.
Well, that's interesting because they don't pay any of the conservatives who show up for the Surroundeds.
Well, that's a shame. They should advocate for themselves.
Just so you guys know, now we know this, that they pay the conservatives $25 to show up, but they actually pay the progressives.
I don't think
money.
they pay all the progressives. I'm
Just
not
you?
every single. Yeah.
Oh.
I make them pretty good content. I
Yeah.
mean, you don't think it's fair for people to get paid for good work?
I mean, I guess that's
successful
fine. I
work.
just think it's funny. It's interesting that the conservatives who are in the Surrounded.
When I first
tend
started
not to
doing
get
the
paid.
Jubilee videos, I didn't get paid. And then the more and more successful I was on their platform, the more that they offered me. That's
Gotcha.
generally how it works. It's almost like a promotion.
I understand.
That's
I
how
get it.
most jobs work.
I get it.
Okay, cool.
Yeah. So leftists like Parker and Dean, and you guys refuse to debate with me.
Because you're not big enough, Andrew.
Yeah.
You don't have a fan base.
You're bigger
There's no
than I'm bigger than
purpose.
all of you.
No, you're not.
Way bigger than all of you.
We can go follower for follower. How many
Go
followers
ahead.
do you have on Instagram right now?
Instagram's not a fight. You could take your top off and get 800,000 followers
But
on
I
Instagram.
didn't take my top off, and I got 150,000.
And so what? That's nothing.
How many do you have then?
I have over 250K just on YouTube with
How
an
many do you have
average
on
live
Instagram?
audience of 7,000 to 9,000. What about
look
you?
Look at how badly you have to prove
when
your
you
worth right
when
now.
you go live,
Look at how fragile you are.
when
Just because
you-
I told you nobody wanted to
when
debate
you go when you go live, how many live viewers do you get?
I don't go live.
You don't go live.
No,
If you did go live, how many do you think you'd get?
I don't know. I don't go live.
Oh, interesting. All right. Well, I do a lot better than Dean and Parker when I go live on YouTube, and they do. So
I think that's debatable. I'd say
It's
Dean and
not
Parker have a
debatable.
significantly bigger following across platforms. Adam
I-
Mockler, all of these people are bigger than you.
I don't think so.
Andrew, look at how badly you have to defend your self-worth. This is so sad.
You're the one who attacked it.
I'm not attacking it. I'm telling
I'm
you what
telling- I'm
happened.
giving you
Nobody
the-
wanted to debate you because if it's an all-star Jubilee
It's because-
episode, we want an all-star
It's because you
adversary.
guys were all cowards.
I mean, listen to this. If
You
it's-
guys were just all cowards.
All right, guys. I'm still searching his presence, but I find ironic these ladies go on platforms that are not really. If we want to be honest, I'm going to be personally honest. This is going to hurt a lot of people that watch this. You don't get much money at all. Now, do I say outside of YouTube, no one else pays? No, that's not what I'm saying. And DOD will know personally. You don't go live. That means you upload reels on IG. Matter of fact, let me type you up, Miss Naima. Since we want to go there, screw that. We're gonna go there. Where's her social media handler? I'm gonna find her. Wait, let me find her. Let me do that. Because this is gonna be telling. Because we gotta do some comparison here. All right, I'm gonna look up Naima from Jubilee. Let's look at your social media presence. That's here. What type of is this, man? All right. Try to find your social media. Maybe see if this is the one. Then she had more than one social media presence. Why I see a hair? Oh, okay. She rebranded. Oh my DOD. Oh my gosh, she rebranded her shit, man. That means your shit ain't popping. No, real talk. When I remember going on here a few months ago, she go by another handler. Now she's doing so-called hair on this. That tells me you're searching for something. That's not good. You're flopping. Prove your name, change your names on your social media presence. That means you're not getting traction. That's unacceptable. That is definitely unacceptable. Let me look into this more. Let me look at this. All right, hold on, guys. I'm sorry. I'm trying to. Where is my thing? Man, where is it? Hold on. Yeah, I don't see my thing. Hold on, guys. Okay, here we are. All right. Let me keep playing because I gotta look at these people's social media. Naima threw me off. She said she got 147,000 followers on IG, but that's pretty much it. But let's keep going.
We're not Andrew. If I was
Dean
a
and
coward,
Parker, tell me why Dean and Parker won't actually agree. I've said I'd give them $20,000 to show up and do a debate live, so they can't get fed answers from their little teams.
Andrew, if I was
refuse.
a coward, I wouldn't be debating you right now.
They refuse.
The point was, it was an all-stars debate, and you are not an all-star adversary.
Gotcha. You're right.
I mean, I am. You didn't get picked.
But you're here.
yeah,
So
of course
anyway,
I'm here. I
I'm
don't
ready.
give a fuck.
I'm ready when you are, All-Star.
Okie dokie.
So go ahead with your criticisms of my worldview.
You're not a Jubilee all-star. Are we starting with democracy or no?
Okay, guys, I'm looking at the first handler of Miss Naima, and it looks to me, from looking at this, yeah, she does only have one social media, and the other one, I think she teams up with, what do they call it? Jubilee. Let me check this one, Jubilee. Oh, Charlie Kirk got a YouTube channel. I'm surprised. I know he had a YouTube channel. Oh shit. And Charlie Kirk got over 1 million followers on YouTube. All right, I'm looking around, guys. I'm searching, and it seemed to me that only thing she has is this, and she also got a TikTok. So ironically, guys, she is only on these social media platforms that 9/10 of the time don't look like it doesn't pay. Nah, those platforms. Hold on. I don't know why the hell I can't. Hold on, guys. I gotta fix. 1 second, guys. I'm gonna keep playing because I'm just holding up time doing this.
Whatever you want to start with.
Okay, Andrew.
Let's. Why don't we start with, unless you want to get into the criticisms of his specific positions,
I would rather go through all of our positions and then do criticisms of them.
and then Andrew, before we get into the prompts, as I understood it, you wanted to respond to some of Naima's specific criticisms that you saw online, or
Yeah,
you
but we
wanna
can do that as we go
do
through.
it as we go. Okay.
Criticism
The
of you
first-
that I saw online.
Sure.
I didn't post anything about you online.
Oh yeah, you did.
I made a
have clips.
TikTok.
I have clips.
A singular TikTok.
I know, but you lied a lot in it,
I lied in it. Andrew, it's all based on a debate we did together.
I know.
We were both here.
which is why I have all the counter clips for it.
Andrew, I literally posted a video of you not being able to open a pickle jar. What's your counter for that?
I did open the pickle jar.
You didn't open an olive jar.
So not a pickle jar then? Did you open the olive jar?
No.
No.
But
and why
the
did you
whole
say?
point was that you are supposed to be
But
stronger
why
than
did
me
you
as a
say
man.
that wasn't any point that was ever made? You lied.
Is that not the point of first doctrine?
No. And by the way, you said it was greasy. You said the jar was greasy. Why didn't
No,
you
I
tell people
didn't.
that? Yeah, you did.
You said the jar was greasy
So did
over
you.
and over and over.
So did you.
You don't remember? Do you want to pull up the
Yeah.
video of him being incapable of opening the olive
You want
jar?
to pull up the video of you being incapable of opening it?
Andrew, I never said I was going to be able to.
So the point is, though, it's like, it's really funny to me.
Opening the olive jar.
Want to pull up the?
Sorry. I
Yeah.
was trying to pull
So
up
the thing is, it's funny is like you did though. You did say, yeah, it's greasy, and then you just omitted all
No,
of
I
that.
didn't.
You
I
did.
said it's not greasy.
Nope, you didn't. Promise.
Will you just pull
Hang
up
on,
the
hang
clip?
on. I got $1,000 in my backpack right now that I'll bet you that you said it was greasy when you were asked. I'll put it on the table right now. Put my money where my mouth is.
I'm not really a betting woman.
Yeah, so
sorry.
you're not really sure if you lied about it or not?
Why would it be a lie?
Well, because I think that there was intentionality behind it. So you got drugged.
So what you're trying to
Well, what I
say
think
is that
is-
you were incapable of opening
Well, I
that
think you
olive
got
jar because it
drugged.
was greasy, even though you dried it off with several paper towels, your T-shirt, and then
You
your
couldn't-
assistant was able to open it
Yeah.
despite how greasy
But
it was.
you couldn't.
Andrew, you
And
couldn't
Brian-
either.
neither could Brian.
But the point was, it was an
Leave me
attempt
out
to.
of this,
Yeah.
please leave me
But
out.
the point wasn't. It was an attempt to emasculate me and show how weak I am, and it turns out that you are just as weak.
Do you? How would that demonstrate that I was weaker than you?
Because neither of us could open.
Do
the
you want to
olive
arm
jar.
wrestle?
No.
No, why?
I don't want to touch
It's
you.
just ridiculous. It's the most ridiculous shit ever, and it has nothing to do with force doctrine.
You're so pressed about it. You just couldn't open an olive jar, man. Get over it.
Okay, bro. I'm just telling you that you
couldn't open an
have
olive
gone out
jar.
of your way to lie over and over about my positions.
Gone out of your way to lie. Dude, your name is not in my mouth. I don't give a fuck about you
Just
after I
saying that
leave
you
this
lie a lot
room.
about my positions.
I played a clip of you.
What? Okay.
Okay, now I found it. I found the Crucible. Let's look at the Crucible, and let's see what is so interesting that Naima said that this man really has no presence. He's nobody. Let's put that to the acid test, shall we? Let's look at this, guys. Screen share. Now, you guys not gonna be able to see this because of the way how the format. This is the Crucible. Like Andrew said, 247K subscribers, but a limit of 304 videos. Roughly, most YouTube content creators will have more than 300 videos if they have a higher subscriber base. That's how the game goes. It's more a debate channel. See? And he might have another social media presence, but mostly from what I'm seeing so far, he is spot on his not only his subscribe grades, but his viewer counts. And yeah, I would agree that he has 5 to 10 to maybe 4 to 5 to maybe as good on a night, maybe over 10K people watch him live on a YouTube live stream. Now, Naima says she does not go live on her own podcast. I can see why. Do y'all want to know why? Let's take a look. Let's take a look. Let's look. Let me see. Let me see. Let's take a look. For those that don't know. Because Naima does not got a YouTube channel. She only got Twitter. I'm sorry. She got Twitter, TikTok, and some hair platform in IG. Well, really it's named Hair Soup, but it's not nothing to do with hair at all. So she, from her viewers, from looking at the difference between her side to Andrew's side, Andrew is well known and more popular because he stirs the pot. He creates conversations, discussions that make you think. Naima, on the other hand, I don't think she does that. And if you're talking about someone's paying you to come see you or bring you, I question their authenticity of paying you, baby. Unless you're not getting down in the, the sack. But anyhow, so obviously what she's saying is a lie. Let's keep moving on, guys. And I know it was a fake. Let's keep going.
But I'm going to play clips that'll show the lies about my positions.
Yeah, no, isn't it right? Ain't that some? Remember DOD and I'm Brad Wilson. I've been here. I heard just because this is my first time or second time watching this. I don't know enough about no jar incident. Whether he could open jar or not, that's irrelevant. That doesn't show a person's strength or weakness. Because most jars, if you're not careful, depending how, I'm not sure if there's an oil or substance, you need to grab something to open the jar. So I'm not sure what the jar scenario shows that someone's strong or weak. I don't rock that. I don't fall by that. Hey, let's keep listening. Let's go.
No.
Oh, guys, as you come in the stream, hit the like button. Likes are free. I'm not gonna look at the like button from time to time, but if you're so inclined, please give this video a like. Let it be in the algorithm.
One video about
And you lied a
that
lot in the video.
specific moment.
Lied a lot about my positions. You said things like, this man wants to get rid of women's rights, and you said all sorts of things.
You said that.
No, I didn't.
Yes, you did.
No, I didn't.
Andrew, I just watched our debate back. Yes, the fuck you did.
Okay, tell me my positions in. What is force doctrine? Let's
Force
start with
doctrine
that.
is that whole theory that might makes right. Essentially, it is more. Okay, then why don't you define your
No,
theory?
you have to listen, first, you can't criticize a position unless you can stably tell me what you think the position means before you criticize it. So what is it? What's force
Well,
doctrine?
your position is descriptive. So do you want to define your terms before we argue on whether or not
I want to know what
we
you
agree?
think force doctrine is, because you're critical of it. How can you be critical of a position you can't define?
I mean, I think force doctrine is generally the belief that those who their rights.
No,
No?
no.
Okay, then explain it to me, Andrew.
Yeah, force doctrine is the critical belief that rights come to women specifically from men, that women always have to appeal to men for the rights collectively.
Okay, so do you believe that anybody has like inherent rights? Are there any inherent human rights regardless of
Unless you
strength?
can ground them in God, I don't believe that you can ground rights in anything. And if you can, go ahead and do so.
Okay, so then based on your religion, what are the inherent rights that humans
Well,
have?
first, I need you to understand what the criticism is. So when I say to you, I don't believe that you can ground rights absent religion, do you agree that that's true or false?
I believe that that's false. Of
Okay,
course you
then
ground
can
rights.
you ground rights for me, absent
mean-
religion?
Do you not know what rights are?
Can you ground them absent religion? Go ahead.
Grounding rights absent of religion. I mean, there's natural law, there's humanistic theories on law.
Well, I don't know which one you're going to go with, but go with one of them.
Okay, well, let's see. Which one would you prefer? We could do humanistic theory. We could do deontological ethics.
I literally don't give a shit. I just want you to ground rights outside of outside of God.
It says that audio is messed up. There's lag. We're getting a decent bit rate here. I don't see what's wrong with the audio.
Nick, you got to send me. Okay, continue, guys. Continue with the debate.
I guess what do you mean ground rights? Do you mean justify human rights?
I mean this. When I say ground rights, what are you appealing to? Let's just make it easy. What are you appealing to for rights?
Morality.
Okay.
That can either be morality through religion, or that can be morality
Well, you
through
don't-
natural law.
but
That can be
you-
morality through a
yeah.
social contract.
I'm not interested in all
That
of,
can be morality
yeah.
through creating an egalitarian
Not
society that is
interested
functioning.
at all in possibilities. I'm interested in the one that you have.
These
So,
aren't possible. I
can
mean,
you tell me
any
what
and
you,
all of them.
I just want to know what you ground rights in.
I ground rights in morality. Rights are moral. It is just and moral to give people basic rights.
What do you ground morality in?
Are you going to keep asking me, or are you
Yes.
going to actually make an opinion? This is what you do, Andrew. You
Yes, it
ask
is.
questions and questions and questions so
So
that you don't actually have to form an opinion
that's
and
great.
defend it.
That's great. So
Stop
what do you
using
ground-
descriptive arguments.
what do you ground
Make an
morality-
opinion.
what do you ground
Do you
morality
believe
in?
that humans have
What do you
inherent
ground
value?
morality
Do
in?
you believe that humans have inherent
We
value?
can't go anywhere with the debate unless you can tell me what you ground morals in.
So do you exclusively ground morals in your belief in God?
I've already said 5 times yes. Now I
Okay,
need to
so
know what
if
you
God,
ground.
But hold on. Listen to me. If God did not exist,
I'm not interested
would there
until
be
you tell
zero
me.
morals?
Not interested until you tell me what you ground morality in. Tell me what you ground morality in.
I don't even understand why you're asking this question.
Okay, so
All right, I'll answer for you, baby. Because you're a woman, what is your views, your conceptualization, and what you deem morale? He's questioning you. He's trying to see what answer you're going to give. As I believe she's a senior, so she's roughly 22, may turn 23, or turn 22 in your college year. Can you define it? Can you answer the goddamn question? It's not that hard. I mean, really, is it really? No, it's not really that hard. But you make it hard. Matter, you make it difficult. And you're not giving Andrew the answer. Are you afraid to answer the question, sweetie? Because a man knows what in his heart, in his mind, what is morality. Can you? Let's continue.
Where are you going with it?
You said, I asked you, do you believe that rights can be grounded outside of God? You said yes. So I'm asking what they're grounded in, outside of God.
Social order.
What does that mean?
It means creating a society that functions.
You
If no humans have rights, then you can't function as a society. Everyone would just be attacking each other all the time.
so you would have a society that functioned?
No, you would have an anarchic society if there is
And
no
that would
social
be,
order.
what would make that unfunctional? It would be something
I mean, no
that
one could
functioned in a way you
collaborate
didn't
with
like.
each other. Everyone would be constantly killing each other and maiming each other and raping
But
each
do you
other.
see how you're just making an appeal that morality just is preference-based, just fits your preference?
It's not preference-based. It's a necessity. It's a human necessity.
It's not necessary
Yes,
for you to have
rights are
rights.
necessary for survival. The
Demonstrate
right
it.
to life.
The right to life?
Yes, the right to life is necessary for survival.
You think that there's a right to life?
Yes, of course I believe there's a right to life.
Okay, and what do you ground that in?
I ground that in our ability to survive as a species. If nobody had a right to life, then what would stop Brian from just shooting up everyone in this room?
Force.
Our society could not function based solely on force.
Then how come
We
societies?
would all just be beating each other up all
then
the
how
time.
come societies right now do?
Societies don't exist solely on force. We have tons of other forms of power that exist in society.
Do you agree with me that there are societies which function purely on force?
Yeah, and they suck. Name a singular one that exists that is like fun to live in.
Do you see how now you're changing the goalpost? So
I'm not
you
changing
said
the goalposts.
before-
I'm trying to create a society.
Remember how we weren't
that is
talking about interruptions?
progressive.
Can I at least make the
You've
point?
interrupted me like 5 times since we started.
Yeah.
But
Okay.
sure.
Well, so anyway, where you switched the goalpost here was you said that societies cannot exist. They can't exist absent rights. And my contention here is that they can. They can exist just via force.
Eventually,
Hang on,
they
hang
won't
on.
exist.
Let me make
They
the
will not
point.
work.
Let me make the point. They can exist absent rights. And you say that rights are necessary for societies to exist. Clearly, that's not true. I can point to you right now societies where they don't have rights.
Name a singular society where no human has any rights that exist.
North Korea. Anything you have that's a right comes from the state.
They still have a right to life.
No, there's no right to life. They take you out in the field and shoot you if you look
So
at them
then why
cross-eyed.
don't you go live in North Korea?
Well, is that an argument?
Would you like to go live
Is that
in
an
North
argument?
Korea, Andrew?
Is that an argument?
Are you arguing in favor of North Korea? You think the North Korean government structure is fun? A vibe? Like, why would anyone want to go there?
What does that have to do with anything I just said?
Because it's not a sustainable society.
Okay, but
It's a society that perpetuates human
let's
suffering
try this again.
because no one has any
So,
free will.
I know that.
Why don't you
So
make
as
an
we're
opinion
doing,
now?
as
Why
we're
don't you give
doing,
an opinion
as we're
now,
doing the
Andrew?
obfuscation here, I just want to point this out. I asked you how you ground rights. You said rights exist absent preference, and I said, okay, if they exist absent preference, how come I can point? Well, you said you have to have rights for there to even be a society. I can point to a society where humans have no rights, and clearly that's a society. So I don't understand how it is that you think that you can't have societies which exist without rights, and you still haven't given me accounting for where rights come from. And so it's critical. I gave you my opinion about force doctrine. I told you what I think about rights.
So do you?
And so,
okay.
hang on. And so I told you what I think about rights. Right now, we're just clarifying the language so you can't do the fallacy of equivocation. I don't want you to move between separate definitions of a word using vagueness, which is fallacious, a fallacious debate move. I want you instead to be very clear on what rights are, what you ground them in, where they come from, and that's what we're debating about if we're talking about rights. So please do so.
We're not debating about that. We're debating about force doctrine and the morality of force doctrine. Do you believe that force doctrine is moral? Do you believe that it is moral to take rights away from people on the basis
This
of
is
force?
pure
Do you
obfuscation.
believe in coercive power?
This is pure obfuscation.
But my issue.
Please, there needs to be a flag on the play. She's going back rambling again about, can the rights be taken away? I'm gonna answer your question. Yes, yes, yes. Your rights are being taken away as we speak, bitch. And that, may I tell you, I don't know if anybody agree in the chat room. If someone gives you a right, a system, displays law and order and rights that is given to you, not by God, but by man. Let's get this clear. They don't give it to you by no God. They give it to you by man. Then by default, man has the power to give it, and the man has the power to take away it. Yes. Oh, yes. We're going there. And really, to stay on point on this one, we're going to look at Machiavelli's version of morality. What's his views on morality? And let's play more because we're going to look at Niccolo's Machiavelli. Because The Prince, the book that's well known that people of very higher ups that teach their own children the law order of rulership and order has different views of morality than you, Miss Naima. All right, let's keep going.
I do think it's fair for you to answer his
It
questions.
is.
I think, honestly, Andrew, my issue with
I don't
where
care
you're
about
going in
anything
this
you're about to
debate-
say. Just want to know
If
where
you don't care
rights
about
come
anything
from.
that I'm about to say, then why should I bother to
Where do
speak?
rights come from?
I believe that humans have natural rights. I believe that humans are
Okay,
entitled to
natural rights.
Yes.
Okay, so natural right theory is what Nala believe, or I'm sorry, not Nala. What is it? Naima. Sorry, natural rights. Okay, and
I don't think
where
that they have to be ordained by God.
and
I
where-
believe that everyone has an inherent set of rights.
they're inherent.
Yes, natural,
Okay.
inherent, these are synonyms.
So where do they come from?
They come from our existence. What do you mean? It's a right. It's not a physical thing. Like, you get that, right?
No.
No?
Can you explain it for me?
No. Well, the right to
You can-
life,
yeah.
life comes from being alive. So what do you mean, where does it come from?
Can't-
Where does life come from?
No,
Well, life
where do
comes
the-
from when a man and a woman are in love and they hold hands for a very long time.
Yeah.
They can make a baby. That's where life comes from.
So these natural rights that you claim that we have, which are inherent, if
Yes.
they're inherent, does that mean that everybody has them?
Yes, I believe everyone has them, but they can be infringed upon, and that is immoral.
I see. So
That
you-
is the definition, of, in my opinion, of morality, is infringing on one's natural rights.
So you're born with rights.
Yes.
So they're not social constructs that we make up? They exist outside of that?
Well, I mean, it's not a physical thing.
Oh, it's not. Well, I'll tell you a couple of terms. Objective and then subjective. Objective means that it does not depend on a mind. An example is that tree out there would exist if there was no
Andrew,
mo-
I know what objective and subjective means.
Then tell me what subjective means.
Subjective is something that is malleable, it can change. It's not a fact.
No. Subjective, no. Philosophical subjectivity just means depends on a mind.
Okay, so that's exactly.
God damn, baby. What the hell? Where's Kevin at? Oh my goodness, man. Mr. Charlie is beating the hell out of this mixed chick. I gotta play Kevin.
God damn it! You can't make this shit up. You. God damn it! You can't make this shit up.
All right, we're gonna continue, guys. We're gonna continue this. And I found, matter of fact, I'll read y'all the quote from Machiavelli for a brief pause. Please hit the like button and share the stream. You know, sharing is caring. Likes are free. It says here from the one Machiavelli, his views on morality and his philosophies, really. Morality as a tool for power. Machiavelli argues that the rule's primary duty is to maintain power and ensure the state's security, even if it requires action considered immoral by traditional standards, because there's always a standard for everything. Decency, cruelty. The Prince, in his book, The Prince, the book itself, chapter 15, I believe, he writes, a man who wished to make a profession of goodness in all regards will come to ruins among so many who are not good. This suggests morality is a strategy choice, not absolute. And he advised rulers to appear virtuous, merciful, honest, but to act otherwise when necessary. Balance perception with what they call pragmatism. I'm gonna stop right there. I'm gonna let y'all just absorb that. Because there's more, but we want to continue on with the tape. So this woman does have no fucking idea about morality. Let's go.
Just said.
No, it's not.
Yeah. it's
So
a
anyway,
paraphrase.
back to this though. I was trying to give you the example so I could clarify the position. I want to try to have a good faith debate. I
Yes,
don't know why
Andrew.
you refuse to clarify your positions for me.
I just clarified my position. for
Okay,
you.
so
now clarify
so
yours
is
for me.
it so are rights subjective?
I believe rights are subjective across society.
Then how can they be inherent?
I believe that certain rights are inherent and certain are subjective.
Okay, so how so
I mean, there's no limit on how many rights a human can
which
have.
inherent rights are objective?
Which inherent rights are objective? I think that the right to life is objective.
Okay, so then if it's objective and it does not depend on human minds, where can we find it?
We can find it in being alive. What the fuck are you talking about?
Where can you find the right to life absent the grounding in meaning all minds are gone? Remember I told you objective means you don't need any human minds. I tried to explain this to you a second ago. Now you just walked into a horrible trap. Objective means does not depend on a mind. What you said just got done telling me is that you have an inherent right to life and it's objective. That would mean that that right does not does not require human minds. So
No.
you should be able to point to where it is. Where is it?
Andrew, rights are not physical, though. Not everything that is objective is physical.
Okay, then what is everything that's objective if it's not physical?
Okay.
Well, you just defined it.
What?
You just
What are you
defined
talking
objective.
about? An objective means it requires or does not
Can you
require
just Google
human
objectivity?
minds.
Honestly, this is getting annoying.
Philosophical objectivity requires minds. Put that in.
No, don't put requires minds. Just put definition.
I'll do it for both of you.
Thank you.
So objectivity, the quality of being objective. Here,
Thank
let's
you,
do it.
Merriam-Webster.
Yeah.
You have to put
so lazy nowadays.
philosophical objectivity requires minds.
Okay.
That way we
do-
can clarify
Let's just do
it.
a basic definition of
I'll do hers,
objectivity
and I'll
and
do
work off
yours.
of that.
So objective, not influenced by personal feelings or opinions in considering and representing facts.
Thank you.
Yeah, but a fact would have to be material.
Not all facts are material, Andrew.
Ones.
I mean, air exists, and
Is there
currently,
material?
Actually, yeah, air is material. Okay, yeah, air is material. I'll give you that one. Oh God.
Oh my
so
God.
We have inherent rights that aren't material, but they're objective.
Andrew, there are immaterial facts. Do you genuinely not?
Oh my God, man. I mean, Andrew, I think it's better you stay debating women because it's more funnier. I'm not saying you can't debate any man, but these ladies, they just don't get it. I mean, they're getting hammered with just simple words. They're not really thinking and really using logic here. And this is the reason why when we have the conversation between men and women, we are different amongst them to us, you know, because we have to go by the logic. It has to make sense at the end. It has to. I know you missed that. Say air is not something that's material. Come on, man. All right, let's keep going.
Believe that?
What?
I mean, thoughts. Like humans
aren't-
have thoughts.
where do-
Thoughts are not material,
Where
but
do
they are a
where do
fact.
do thoughts come from something material?
But a thought is not material.
How do you know?
Believe that a thought is material?
How do you know?
When you have thoughts, does steam rise out of your fucking head?
How do you
No.
how do you know a thought's not material?
How do you know thoughts are?
Well, the thing is
What
like
thought that you've had is material?
you would
Andrew?
ground a thought in a brain, right?
Yeah, but a brain and a thought are two different
Yeah,
things.
so you would agree with me that if there was no more brains, there would be no more thoughts.
Well, your brain creates thoughts,
So without
but a
so-
thought is immaterial.
So without-
Are you really trying to argue that there is a material thought?
Oh, what I'm telling you
Then
is
what the fuck are you talking
I'm
about?
going to tell you so that you understand. Do you agree with me that if we have no more brains, we have no more thoughts?
Sure.
Okay, great. Then what that means is that you're appealing to something material for thought. Okay,
But a thought is still immaterial.
Okay, well,
It doesn't
well,
negate
hang
that.
on. The trick here is to understand that when I say objective, right?
Sure.
It means it doesn't depend on a mind. When I say subjective, it means it does depend.
Okay.
Hang on. I want you to be very clear.
Sure.
It means that it does. So when I say, where do rights come from? You say rights are objective. That means they exist somewhere outside of minds. So can you tell me where?
No, I'm not saying that objectivity needs to exist physically. I think that things can be objective without existing physically. But why don't you give an opinion on your actual belief?
Because right now I'm just trying to figure out what the terms are for rights themselves so we don't equivocate.
Do you not know what rights are?
I don't
The
know what you
opposite of
think they
left.
are. What are
Like,
they?
I just told you what
Well, you
rights
just told me
are.
that they're objective, but then you don't give me any grounding for
Certain
them.
rights are objective.
Well, okay,
yes.
where did- then-
They are objective and grounded in human morality, which can be based on a God, as you do, or which can be based on our conception of natural law.
Does human morality require a mind?
Sure, Andrew.
Well, then it can't be objective.
Yes, it can, because objective things can be immaterial. You don't know what objective means. You're using one definition you found. Can you repeat the definition that you...
There is a sub-definition too, not dependent on the mind for existence. I'll repeat hers though.
Will you stop
of a
deep-throating
person?
the mic? Andrew, stop doing this to your face.
You're coping so bad. You're so dumb.
repeat.
You know, I can't believe you did this so bad. Oh, go ahead.
Of a person or
Oh my
their
God.
judgment, not influenced by personal feelings or opinions in considering and representing facts. Also, Andrew, did you want me to look up something or?
I just want to know if rights are objective and they don't depend on minds, can you please tell me where I could find them?
Andrew, how could you there are things that exist that are not physical.
I'm not talking about
understand
whatever
that?
you think exists. It's not physical.
There
I
is
just
no
want to know,
limited number of
I just want to know
rights.
about rights right now. Just
It's
rights.
immaterial. Do you understand that? It's a concept. Do you know what a concept is?
Do concepts require minds?
Sure, Andrew. Then rights exist in your mind.
Then where's it? So then they're not objective.
But something can exist in your mind and still
But
be
are we
objective.
talking about
So
something
do
or are
you
we
not
talking
think
about
that-
rights?
So do you not think that people have an objective right to life?
Listen.
Like, what are you arguing?
Right now,
Andrew?
I'm
You're
just trying
arguing
to
on
get to-
One at a
Hold
time,
on.
please.
Can I
One at a
just-
time.
Go ahead.
You're
Go ahead,
arguing
and then
on
Andrew,
a
you respond.
definition because you don't want to actually have to defend your opinion.
Why would I ever in a million years be required to defend rights if you can't even fucking tell me what they are?
I just did
Yeah,
8
but
times.
I just pointed out all the incoherency with what you just said. It's
No,
totally
you didn't.
incoherent. It's completely incoherent.
Rights are the immaterial concept that humans deserve certain, I wouldn't say benefits, but I guess actually, what is a good word for that? Not benefits.
Entitlements.
Privileges.
Yes, I'll take entitlements. I like that one.
Got it. And so they're subjective. They're not objective.
So do you not believe that anyone has any
It's not.
rights?
I'm asking you to
I
please
want you
define.
to define a belief. Make a statement.
That's
Andrew.
great. Right now, we're just trying to figure out what rights are. Are they subjective or not?
I think that certain rights are not subjective.
Okay. Can you demonstrate the rights that are not subjective?
I think that rights can be infringed upon, but I
Can you
think
tell me
that
the
is
rights that
immoral.
aren't subjective?
I think that the right to life is not subjective.
Okay. So it's,
I've just said it like 8 times.
So the right, this right which exists for
Mm-hmm.
life, that doesn't require human minds?
Well, everything requires human minds.
Then it
Andrew.
can't be objective.
Then everything is subjective.
Wait a second. You're so right. So from your view, everything that's a right would be subjective?
I think that everything that exists would be subjective at that point.
Okay.
Anything that comes from our minds and doesn't exist in the natural world would be subjective.
Okay, so then rights are subjective, meaning it's just concepts that we make up.
I don't think that rights are concepts that we make up. I'm sorry.
My head. Oh my goodness, Jesus, baby. Let me see who's in the chat room. Oh, you guys quiet. Okay. Let me see anything else I can read from Machiavelli since I'm going here. And I think Machiavelli, because there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 concepts of his views of morality. Number 2, the end of justifying the means. A famous thought, not directly quote, principles that reflects his views that its outcomes justify the means. And in the Prince, chapter 18, I believe, he states, it is necessary for a prince wishes to hold his own, to know, to do wrong, and to make use of it, or not according to necessary. This challenged Christian ethics prevalence in the time, prioritizing statecraft over personal virtue. An example, Circe Borghini, I'm pronouncing it right, a ruthless tactician, is praised for unifying Romanco despite the immorality. That's another piece, number 2. Let's continue. I just want to give you a break because right there, I don't want to keep playing and she's going to make my head hurt. And trust me, she's going to make y'all heads hurt. Let's continue.
I just don't. I mean, maybe you don't believe humans have rights, but I do.
Okay, then we'll flesh it out again.
So do you think that
if
humans
it's the
have
case that rights...
Oh, God, Andrew. Do you
Well,
think
this
that
is
humans have
listen,
rights?
do you understand that what you're saying here is so fucking incoherent? It's so incoherent,
Why
I
do you
can't even have
do
the
you have-
conversation.
Andrew, do you have your own definition of rights? Why don't you give a definition
Well,
of rights then?
first, you can't say to me, I'm giving you some incoherent gobbledygook.
It's not incoherent.
I'm going to show you.
gobbledygook.
I'm going to demonstrate how it is.
Oh my God.
So we start with this. Objective versus subjective. You agree with me that objective, right, means does not require mind. Hang on. Does not require minds. Subjective means does require minds. You continue, and then you got done telling me, hey man, everything is subjective and these concepts are subjective by that metric. Okay, great. But you still believe that there's rights which are objective, like the right to life, but then can't tell me how it's subjective.
I think that the right to life.
Hang on, which means that we're now in either a performative contradiction, or you're just giving me incoherent babble.
All right, Andrew. I believe that the right to life is objectively moral. How about that? Does that make more sense to you? And since you want me to define rights so bad, let me just take the Merriam-Webster definition so we can move on and actually have a conversation about opinions. Rights are legal, social, or ethical principles of freedom and entitlement.
Okay.
Will you take that?
Are those subjective or objective, though?
The definition of rights is our agreed upon definition.
No. What's in the definition of rights, is that objective or subjective?
Well, they come from the mind. So based on your description, I would say subjective.
Okay,
now,
hang on.
No. I'm not done speaking, Andrew. You've had a long turn
Go
to
ahead.
speak, and I would like to ask you a question.
You can ask whatever.
Do you believe that there are any inherent legal, social, or ethical principles of freedom or entitlement that all humans deserve?
Not objectively. Now,
You don't think that there's anything that all humans deserve
Not
on a
objectively.
moral basis? Do you think it would be immoral?
Not objectively.
So you think it's completely moral?
Not objectively.
To infringe on anyone's rights?
No, I'm just saying that objectively.
No, but I'm not asking about whether or not it's objective or subjective. I'm asking about your opinion,
But you don't
Andrew.
understand that
Do
you
you
are.
believe that there are any rights that everyone has
Yeah.
that are morally unacceptable to infringe upon?
Not objectively.
I don't care about objectivity. I care about your fucking opinion. Give me an opinion. We're in the subjective. Do you have a single opinion? Give me an opinion. Come up with an opinion.
Okay. So I just want to make sure that we can.
You're dancing around it.
No,
You're
I'm just-
obfuscating.
just
Yes, you are,
making
because
sure
you
we're
don't
not-
want to have
I'm
to give
literally
an
making
opinion
sure we don't
that
obfuscate.
I can argue against.
I'm literally making sure we don't obfuscate.
You
right
asked
now,
me to define rights. I did. I accepted
Yeah,
that it's
but
subjective.
the thing is-
now, what is your opinion
hang on.
on it?
But I just want to clarify to make sure that we get this right. So you don't believe that there are any objective rights, right?
I believe that the right to life is an objective right, but we can disagree on it if you
Then
want
we're
to.
back to incoherent world
No,
again.
we're not, Andrew.
Yes,
you
we
just
are.
don't. Andrew, will you answer the question? I've answered a
I
lot of
can't.
questions.
I don't even know what you mean by rights.
Yes, Andrew. I just defined rights.
No, listen.
Are you not listening
You
to me?
can't give
He's not
me-
listening to me. Did
you-
you not understand what
yeah.
I said? Do you want me to repeat it?
Yeah, repeat it.
Okay. So rights are legal, social, or ethical principles of freedom or entitlement. Do you understand what that means?
And are those subjective?
Oh my God, what is up with you and subjectivity versus objectivity?
The reason I'm just trying to get a coherent
Okay,
definition.
so let's say that they are subjective for the sake of moving this conversation along.
Okay, so
all
is-
rights are subjective. What rights?
So is the right to life subjective?
I'm not asking whether or not it's
I'm
subjective.
asking so I can get a fucking coherent answer.
I'm not asking whether or not it's subjective. I'm asking whether or not you think humans
I'm asking
deserve
you.
it and have it.
Listen, right
Do you
now.
think that humans deserve a right to life?
Calm down. All we're doing right now
Calm
is I'm
down.
just trying to make sure that you and I have a definition of rights.
Andrew, it's taking you like an hour to understand this definition. Can we move on?
Yeah, because you don't
Give an
understand how bad
opinion.
you don't understand how bad this is.
You're
It's
so afraid to make an
incoherent.
opinion. What's wrong with you, man? Just say something. You do this all day.
Yeah, I'm gonna do it until we get to some kind of coherent,
Okay.
some kind of coherent, non-contradictory definition of rights.
You are
yes.
so afraid to just give an opinion on what
I'm not going
rights
to.
humans deserve.
I'm not going
You're
to grant
scared,
fallacious
Andrew.
arguments. I'm not going to
It's
grant
not a
fallacious definitions. I'm not going to do
I
it.
agreed with you that rights are subjective. Now,
Okay, so then the right to life is subjective.
do you believe we deserve
Just
it?
answer the question. Is the right to life subjective?
Sure. Do you believe we deserve
Oh
it?
my God! Thank God. So all rights are subjective. Got it.
Okay, so now that we've agreed that all rights are subjective,
Mm-hmm.
do you believe that there are any rights that all humans inherently deserve?
Not objectively.
But morality, based on your personal morality. I'm not asking you about objectivity or subjectivity. I'm asking you about your personal morality.
Sure.
Do you think that there are any rights that all humans deserve?
No, they're all subjective.
But just because something is subjective doesn't mean that's not a moral opinion. I'm asking
It
for
is a
your
moral
opinion.
opinion.
No, I'm asking for your opinion
That's
based
when-
on your ethical
Yeah.
and moral framework.
So for me, I
Yes.
would say that you have God-given rights.
Sure.
Right? But I think you can't ground rights. So I don't know how you get to have a conversation with me about rights when you just think rights are opinions.
So you're grounding rights exclusively in the authority of God.
I
and
don't think they
nothing
can
else.
be grounded outside of that because they're just, you're saying that they're just a sequence of preferences.
But we can't talk to God.
You're just saying they're a series of preferences. That's
I'm not
all a
saying
right
it's a
is.
serious- No. Do you want me to define it a fourth time?
If it's
Andrew?
subjective, what could it be other than a
A
preference?
legal, social, or ethical principle of freedom or entitlement. Do you think that subjectively and morally there is anything that humans are entitled to?
Subjectively, no.
Okay, morally. Do you think that there is
Yes.
any right? What do you okay, now we're getting somewhere. Morally, what do you believe are the rights that humans are entitled to?
I think that well, if you're going to ground rights and ground them in God, then I would say that like the Ten Commandments would give us some certain rights that would be necessary, like necessary entailments.
Okay.
So, that
morally,
I
so
would
the Ten
ground
Commandments
those.
are all of can you actually pull up the Ten Commandments?
I think not. But hope you guys like stream. Make sure you hit the like button, share, subscribe. Another quote from Machiavelli. And I like this because it's my first time doing this. Let's do this. Contextualize morality. Machiavelli rejects universal moral law, arguing that ethics depend on circumstance. In Disclosure on Levy, Book 1, Chapter 9, he notes that what is immoral in peace breaking a treaty may be justified in wars or crises to protect the state. This relativism contrasts with medieval thinkers like Aquinas, who tied morality to divine law. He saw human nature as inherently selfish and fickle, requiring a ruler to adapt moral to control it. That's number 3. And to rewind back of the so-called 10 commandments that Naima wants to go into. Naima, you cannot define, or you're not doing a good job defining and state your opinion when Andrew questions you to define what you're saying. Each word, each letter, each phrase have meaning. You're not doing a good job defining meanings. So this is where Andrew has the upper hand when it comes to the wording of things. And you're failing miserably, sweetie. I can see why Jubilee will spend money on you because you bring in numbers because you're just argumentative, but nothing really substance. Y'all guys agree or disagree? Let me know in the chat room or in the comment section.
For me.
Mm-hmm.
So the Ten Commandments are essentially all the human rights that we.
No, I'm just saying that those are an example of what we can ground in God.
Okay,
There's
so
other
then
ones
what
too. There's additional.
Do you believe are inherent human rights?
I just gave you a list. You haven't given me any.
That's it? Just the Ten Commandments?
Well, I would say that those can be grounded as an example of what can be grounded as a moral objective
But
right.
God is subjective, so why are you grounding it in the subjective again?
If God is subjective,
God is subjective.
then all rights are subjective. Then how would I be on a lesser playing field than you, even if those rights were subjective, if I believed in them and you believed in subjective rights also?
So what you're saying is you need to ground your rights in something objective, and the objective thing that you chose to ground them in is God, which isn't objective.
Wait, I'm sorry. I'm very confused here. Help me out. If my preferences align with God's preferences, okay? If I'm like, let's just say that I'm a subjective anti-realist or a Christian anti-realist. So I believe that there are rights, right? They align with God's preferences and my preferences align with God's preferences.
Sure, great.
Okay, great. How would that give you any higher standing, considering that all rights are grounded subjectively from your perspective,
Yes.
which would mean they're all just preferences?
But God is also subjective, Andrew.
Why would that matter?
Because
how would
you're
that,
saying
how would
that
that matter?
all of my rights are only grounded in subjectivity, but here my rights are also only grounded in subjectivity.
Exactly. Actually, that's my point.
Okay.
So if that's the case, then we have established that you have no moral high ground for making any prescription on rights because you're just saying they're preferences.
We do have a moral high ground, though. Rights are not preferences. We've already defined rights.
How are they not preferences then?
Rights are not preferences.
Okay, then what
Andrew.
are they?
You think the right to life is like the preference to be alive?
What else could it be if it's subjective?
What do you mean, what else could it be?
If
it's
subjectivity
subjective?
requires a mind, then what else could a right be other than your preference for a thing? What else could it be?
It's a principle, no?
And it's your preference to follow that principle?
Well, it's guided by our human morality.
And that's your preference to follow those morals?
Sure.
So then it's all just guided by preference.
Okay, but how do you define whether something's moral or immoral?
We would just use preferences.
That doesn't work. But what if
That's the only way you're doing it right now.
Andrew, but what if everyone on Earth decided we prefer if we have one group of people that we enslave? Would you then say that slavery is moral?
Exactly.
So you believe that slavery is moral?
Well, it wouldn't be a belief of
so
slavery
you're morally
being moral.
justifying slavery.
No. It's the opposite.
So you think that slavery is moral?
Do you think that repeating the question as though that's going to help you with this?
Well, you just did that.
No,
That's
I'm
exactly what you just
expressing
said.
to you.
I'm repeating what you said back to you to make sure you realize how ridiculous it sounds.
I'm going to show you how it's not. You ready?
Oh, sure.
Tell me how slavery is immoral except or absent preference.
It's causing human suffering.
And it's your preference that we don't cause that?
So you don't think it's immoral?
Is it your preference we don't cause human suffering?
Sure,
I asked you.
It's my personal preference.
So I'm asking you, how do we ground a right that humans shouldn't be slaves absent collective human preference, including yours? How?
Well, I think it's inherent. I think that there are certain rights that everyone has. Andrew, what
it's
the fuck are you talking
inherent?
about? Yes, I believe that there are inherent human rights that violate the basic principles of morality. Andrew, please stop laughing. Oh, God.
Oh my God, this is so funny. You can
so
cringe all you want. You're the cringiest part. I can't believe you just said that. You just said all rights are subjective, right? They're only grounded in preference, but they're also inherent.
No, I believe that there are inherent human rights.
Okay.
I believe our society would not function if we didn't have inherent human rights.
Okay, what is inherent?
We literally would not, like, if it was immoral not to kill each other, what if we all decided to just maim each other? How would we survive as a species?
So it's our preference.
It's for the proliferation of our species. There is a direct benefit.
That would
to
all
it.
be preference.
So you want us to go extinct? What the fuck are you talking about? You prefer that the human species is
I'm
extinct?
telling you that everything that you're talking about right now is just a set of human preferences.
Okay.
So, if that's the case, can you ground why it would be that slavery would be immoral outside of human preference?
Well, you're causing suffering.
Yes, but that's just a preference again. It's just a preference not to cause suffering.
So do you believe that there's any definition of morality? Like, do you want to just look up the definition of morality? Sure. Since we can't agree on a single definition. I mean, Andrew, what are
You know, she needs to read a good book by certain scholars about this thing about slavery. I think a lot of blacks or mixed black like Naima, you don't have no idea what slavery was, how it's composed. You feel people that decide put you in chain bondage were more people. It was always intentional for greater good, mostly for profit and gain. If you don't understand that, you slow as hell, baby. I don't know what to say. Let's keep going.
Are you defending slavery? What the fuck are you talking about right now, dude? It sounds like you're defending slavery. For what purpose? I really don't understand.
I know, you don't understand.
Yeah, because why on earth would anyone defend slavery?
Nobody did.
You did, just now.
Never happened.
Why are you acting like we weren't just in the middle of a conversation in which you were defending slavery?
That never happened. You just made it up.
Are you trying to gaslight me? Because it's
Not
not
only
gonna
not
work.
trying to gaslight you, but the opposite is happening.
I'm defending slavery.
Can you tell me how I defended slavery?
You just said that if everyone wanted to, like, rights are based on subjective human preferences.
No, what I asked
so if
you-
everyone preferred slavery, it would be moral.
Yeah.
You just said that
And
morality is justified by human
I'll
preference.
tell you what, and if you can ground how morality is not grounded by anything other than preference, I can't wait to hear it.
To end the proliferation of human suffering and progress as a society.
That's a
and
preference.
maintain
Those
our
are preferences.
Well, then everything's a fucking preference.
Right.
Andrew.
So if it's just preference, right, you're just saying that collectively people have a preference to not make other people slaves, and that's what morality is it's a shared set of preferences, then if I say enslavement is just a shared set of preferences, how can you claim that's immoral?
So you don't believe that there's anything that's morally good or morally bad inherently? No matter what, if everyone wanted to do it, it's still
Naima,
morally bad.
I'm
Like,
demonstrating-
if every single person wanted to just, like, kill the shit out of a baby. If
I'm
every
demonstrating
single person
to
had
you that that's an
preference,
entailment
it's
of what
still
you-
immoral. There is an inherent definition of morality.
What is
Why is your sense of morality preference-based?
Because if you don't ground your preferences or something like this in something which is an unchanging standard for morality, in other words, it's changing just based on preference, right? You would need to give me some way to ground this where it's unchanging, that would demonstrate for me that slavery is inherently immoral in some faucet other than collective preference.
But even when we existed in a society that collectively endorsed slavery, it was still immoral. Do you not believe that? Like, do you not believe? Are you seriously justifying slavery?
I'm asking you what made it immoral.
The concepts of good and bad. Do you not believe that there is any inherent definition of good and bad? Is it just based on personal preference?
I think that from your view it would be, yes.
No, I think that from your view it would be.
Then ground it outside of preference. Go ahead.
Fine. Will you pull up the definition of freaking morality? Since we're only going to argue on descriptors today because Andrew's afraid to give an opinion.
We can't get past the descriptors because you won't give me anything coherent.
Andrew, why don't you agree that there is a very basic, there is an inherent goodness and badness? Do you not believe that on a base level? There are some things that are
You can't justify
nuanced.
that from your view. And if you can't justify it from your view, I don't need to accept the definition of good or bad. So justify it first.
All right. I believe that something is good when it perpetuates. I believe something is bad when it perpetuates and proliferates human suffering.
That's a preference.
So, Andrew, do you just not believe in the concept of morality?
Don't you understand when you're having a debate, when you're actually having a debate and you're asking a person to give a definition of the thing, the actual thing in question here. And I ask you, what is morality if we're having a moral-based argument? In this case, we are because we're talking about rights.
Sure.
And I say, okay, tell me what rights are. And you incoherently babble about how they're both objective and subjective. They're inherent and they're not inherent. They're social constructs and they're not social constructs. I don't even know what the fuck you're talking about. It's just babble.
Andrew, I literally defined rights 8 times. Here, I'll define them one more time. Rights are a legal, social, or ethical principle of freedom or entitlement.
And are those preferences?
A principle?
Following a principle.
It could be someone's preference. It could not be.
Well, yeah, right.
So what does it matter if it's a preference? Why are you stuck on the concept
because
of
if
preferences,
it's the case, because I'm looking for the case of equivalency. If it's the case that you think you have morals which are better than mine or gooder than mine,
I don't think they're better than yours because you haven't shared yours.
Or gooder than mine or great or whatever, or gooder than anybody.
Make sure you guys hit the like button and subscribe. Do y'all believe that Naima is holding her end in regards to second debate with Andrew Wilson? Because she looks like she's struggling right now because Andrew is not only changing his tactics, he's doing the same thing because he's always doing. He's making you really question your not only your words, but question why are you using these words? Because words do have meaning. You must define this. You go back to ethics, morality, and all that stuff, not in regards to when people are, we're still run by a man, defining and trying to seek power. It's something she'll never understand because she's a woman. All right, let's keep going.
Are gooder than anything, or good, or the goodiest of all things. Okay. Then you would need to demonstrate for me that rights are more than simply preferences of people to invent social constructs that they think might be beneficial to themselves. If that is the case, then if I have preferences against that and they're shared collectively with other people, you would have to demonstrate why those preferences are inferior to your own, because they're both preferences.
So, Andrew, how do you define morality? How do you define morality? If you don't want to keep dealing with my stupid opinions on the basic definitions of words that we both understand, how do you define?
We don't both understand them.
Okay, then give me your definition. How do you
Why
define
does my
morality?
definition help your definition?
Because you refuse to agree to my definition.
I'm not going to until you give me a coherent one.
You don't want to give an opinion. You are so afraid of sharing
We're
an opinion.
going to start first with something that's coherent.
How do you define morality?
It doesn't matter. You have to give me a coherent definition of rights.
I'm not going to give you a definition.
Then we can't go anywhere with rights unless you tell me what they are.
I gave you a definition of
It's
rights.
an incoherent definition.
Andrew, it's the definition that is generally agreed upon by Merriam-Webster and Oxford Dictionary. That is the definition of rights. It is literally the definition of rights.
And are they preferences?
Who gives a fuck?
I give a fuck.
What is morality?
Preferences.
You think that morality is solely based on personal preference?
Yes.
So something is morally good if you want to do it?
Yes.
That's what you believe?
Yes. What else could it be?
So if you wanted to punch Brian in the face, you really, really wanted to just punch Brian in the face.
Yeah.
Sorry to use you on this part.
Yep.
But if you really wanted to, you believe that that would be a morally justified act?
For me, yes.
Okay, so if someone really
But it wouldn't be
wanted
for
to,
him because he has a different set of preferences, you see.
okay, so you define morality. So then what happens in that? How do we decide if it's moral or immoral?
Through collectivization.
So so your definition of morality is based solely on the collective will. That's it.
Well, not solely based on the collective will.
Okay, so then what else is it based on?
It's collective preferences.
Collective preferences. So if collectively we all decided that we wanted to commit a genocide against, I don't know, let's say Germany, the entire country of Germany, kill all the millions of people that were there, every single person in America agreed to do that,
Yeah.
you believe that that would be morally justified?
Well, if it was the...
So let's say there were
Yeah,
more
yeah.
people in
Go
America
ahead.
than there are in Germany. So their preference is to not get genocided,
Yeah.
but there's less of them, right?
Yeah.
And our preference is to genocide Germany, and there's
Yeah.
more of us.
Yeah.
So collectively that preference is larger.
Yeah.
You would morally justify that action.
I think that if it was preference-based morality, it would be justified, right?
So you believe in preference-based morality.
Yeah.
So you're going to justify slavery, genocide, all of those things. So
Right.
you just morally justified
Yeah.
all
And-
of these horrific
and
actions.
I'm going to tell you the
across
greatest.
time.
I'm going to tell you the greatest thing in the world, and you just completely defeated your own argument. That is what your morality is.
No, that's what your morality
Then
is.
if you
We're
then-
basing it off of your
then
definition.
ground it on
Andrew.
anything other than preference. If you disagree with me,
I don't believe them. I think that I think morality is about what is good and bad, and I think that there
what
are
is good and
inherent
bad other than
definitions.
preferences?
I'd say good and bad. I mean, why?
What are,
Dude, you're
what
the
is
motherfucker who
good?
just justified
what
slavery. I don't
is
know why you're
good-
dancing
What
around.
is good or bad other than preferences?
I would say something is good if it is beneficial to the world.
So preferences again.
No,
When you say something's beneficial to the world,
mutually beneficial.
isn't that just things which align with people's preferences?
Yes, they happen to, but it's not based on the preference.
Then what is it based on?
The preference is based on it.
Well,
Do you understand that?
No.
We prefer things that are good to the world. But things that are good to the world are not good to the world just because we prefer them.
Okay, then what makes them good to the world?
What makes them good to the world is if it disincentivizes harm and human suffering or animal
That
suffering.
sounds very preference-based again to me.
It's not preference.
So then tell me how bad...
Someone could have a preference
Yeah.
that they want the world to suffer and cause harm, but it doesn't mean that
Yeah, this is-
actions that disincentivize suffering are somehow now immoral.
You got to help me out here then.
Your definition of moral is too fluid, man.
So how inherently can an action be good or bad outside of a human mind and preference?
Well, because we can see the physical consequences of this.
Not outside of a human mind.
Yes, the fuck we can. If you punch Brian in the face, we could all see that. That would exist outside
You
of
mean
the
human minds
mind.
would see that? No shit. I didn't know.
Okay, but it still exists objectively in space
It
and time.
wouldn't because it would require a mind and an observer.
What the fuck? What kind of if a tree falls ass argument is this?
It's not an if a tree
you
falls
punch
ass argument.
Brian in the face, it's objective. You objectively just did that. Like, what are you talking about, man?
What makes it immoral, other than your preference, your subjective preference?
No, what makes it immoral is that you perpetuated human suffering.
Yeah, but human suffering requires minds. You see what I'm saying? So, like, what I'm asking you is this.
Sure.
If an action is truly good or truly bad, how does that work that an action is good or bad on its own, absent a human's preference?
It's consequence. An action can be good or, I mean, there's multiple definitions, but an action can be good or bad based on intent and consequence.
Okay, I'll try this again. If thing good, how thing good outside preference?
Consequence. The consequence of the action.
And people have a preference for consequences. They don't want
Yes,
X consequence.
but you're using the preference as what is prescribing the morality.
It is
I
what's
don't think
prescribing the morality.
I don't think morality is inherently based on human preference.
Then what's it
No.
based on?
I think morality is based on whether or not it proliferates human suffering. Or really any kind of suffering.
But that's just grounded again in preference.
No, it's grounded in consequences.
And you prefer not to have those consequences?
The consequence of human suffering? Yeah.
Then that would be preference-based morality.
It's not preference-based morality
It is
because my
preference-based
preference
morality.
doesn't influence its morality.
It's the only
Even
thing.
if I had the preference
Okay, then what other than human preference would influence morality?
Consequence and intent. I just said it.
That's all you saying preference.
No, but the preference is based on the consequence.
Oh, yeah. Okay. So wait, let me
But
get
it's
this
not
right.
based on. But the morality of an action is not based on my preference towards the consequence.
Okay, so imagine-
the morality of an action is based
Yeah.
on the objective consequence.
So imagine you have 20 people and they all, like, I don't know, they beat a kid to death, right?
Sure.
And there's just you. There's just you who sees this, and you're the 21st person. right? It's only 21 of you on planet Earth. You see these 20 kids, and they beat a kid to death.
Yes.
Okay? Did all of them do something wrong?
Yes.
Okay. If you didn't exist, what would make that action wrong?
It would make that action wrong because it proliferated human suffering. The consequence was the death of a child, which I believe is inherently morally wrong. You have denied that child the right to life. You have infringed upon its rights.
So when
and
I
that
asked
is
you,
the consequence of the action,
I
whether or
asked
not
you
they
if-
agree with
yeah.
that.
So if you're
and
not
are
there,
cool
what
with
makes it morally wrong? You said because I think it's morally wrong, but
No.
you're not there.
I said
You're
they denied
not
the
there.
child the right to life. That's what made it morally wrong, Andrew.
I see, and you have a preference against that, right?
I happen to.
Okay,
But
and
that's besides
so
the
can
point.
you ground how that's bad absent your preference?
They denied a child their right to
Yeah,
life.
and you prefer that they didn't.
That's not the point.
It is the very point.
No.
Oh my God. Oh my God. Let me read y'all comments, man. Hold on. Who's in the chat? Why does this guy bother to argue with women? Is it for entertainment? This is by Talmilk95. I think there is a lot of sexual tension here. Tension. They both right. I don't know why they're arguing. Well, I'm not sure if they're right because she's fighting it because Andrews make her define her words. You want to frustrate a woman if you're debating, make her define what she's saying with meaning. Meaning, if you're using word, what it mean? Can you define it? Because you got to point back the fingers back at her to really stand on what the hell she's saying. Because in this debate, when Naima is a woman and she's a college student, like most of them, Andrew's not in college because he's been out of college now for maybe over 20 years. Because I think he's born in the 80s, I think. Maybe in the 70s. That you're being schooled, baby. We're having not only debates, but deep, in-depth conversations. Define what you mean. And yes, you'll be frustrated. And we're going to make you point the fingers back at you and make sure what you're saying makes some goddamn sense. All right, let me keep going. In the chat room, let's see. Didn't they forget how to debate? Some of them do. Guys laughing. Now they just yapping. Yep. I don't think either one of them know what either one of them are talking about. I don't know about that. Wow, we really is tools, my lord. I can't watch. Okay. Let me see anything in the chat room. Okay, so it's all consistent. All right, let's keep going.
It's not.
Then tell me.
Even if I didn't exist and didn't have a preference, that would still be immoral.
Then you're
Causing
saying
human suffering and denying a child the right to life is immoral.
Then what that would mean,
Why are you advocating in favor
what
of
that would
denying a
mean
child's
is
death?
that morality, that is a
Oh, my apologies. Guys, as you're watching the video, please hit the like button. If you're on your phone, hit the like button. It's kind of a little tricky on the cell phone, but there's a like button on the phone, so hit the like. Let's go.
objectively true, even absent minds observing it, right?
Yes.
Okay, got it. So it's objectively true that even without minds, if somebody got beaten to death, that would be immoral.
Yes.
Okay, can you tell me then how you ground that it's immoral other than restating the thing itself as being immoral?
I just told you. It's immoral because you denied a child the right to life.
Yeah, but that's just you repeating the claim. Do you
That's
understand? Like if I say murdering that guy's wrong, and you say why is it wrong, and I say because murdering people is wrong. That's not giving a justification.
You caused human suffering. That's why it's wrong.
Yeah, but why is causing human suffering immoral?
So you don't think causing
Now, I'm
human
asking
suffering
you a
is immoral?
question. Why is causing human suffering immoral absent preference? Why?
Because it's causing human suffering is immoral
Because
because you are denying them their inherent rights given by God or by natural.
you don't believe in
right.
God.
How do you know that?
You said so.
No, I didn't. When did I say
So you
that?
do believe in God? So rights come
I'm
from
just
God?
not a Christian. And I don't believe that all of our inherent rights come from God. But I do believe
Well,
that
then
there's a lot
we're
of stuff in
okay.
there.
So all the rights that don't come from God.
My morality is not based on my belief in God, is what I'm saying.
Okay, got it. So then what would make the action immoral? You say because the action's immoral.
No.
Okay, well then what makes it immoral?
Perpetuating human suffering.
And what makes that immoral?
The consequence of the
And
actions
what
that
makes
makes
that
it
immoral other than your preference? What?
What makes it immoral is that you're killing the species. I mean,
Yeah, that's just restating it again.
it's
You-
the consequence.
so-
the
so-
consequence
so let me
of
show
the
you.
action makes it
Let me show you
immoral,
what
Andrew.
keeps happening. I say, why is killing that person wrong? And you say it's wrong because he's killing that person. And I say, what outside of that?
This is not a circular
I say, what
argument,
outside of your
Andrew.
preference makes
You
that
just refuse to
wrong? You say
listen to
because he's
me.
killing. Okay, we'll try it again. What makes it wrong to perpetuate human suffering absent your preference?
The consequence of human suffering.
And what makes that consequence wrong absent your preference?
Absent of my preference, it's the perpetuation of human suffering.
See how it's circular?
Yeah. I understand.
Do you understand now? It's
Well,
totally
I wasn't
circular.
done with my sentence.
Okay, go ahead.
Andrew. If you're going to interrupt me in the middle of my sentence and
Okay,
say,
go ahead.
aha!
You're right. Go ahead.
Thank you. Okay,
Yeah.
wait, where was I? Go back to your question.
Yeah, so the question is, what makes an action immoral absent your preference?
I think an action is immoral if it infringes on the natural rights of an individual and perpetuates human suffering.
I understand that you believe that, and that's your
Yes.
preference. What makes it wrong absent your preference?
Well, definitely not God.
What?
What makes it wrong? But I believe that there, like, do you not believe
That's
that
your
there's an inherent
preference.
definition
That's
of-
your preference.
Sure, it's my preference.
So what makes
But
it
my
wrong? You keep
preference
saying
and an
immoral-
objective truth are like, just because my preference happens to
You-
agree with that.
Okay, so then tell me why it's wrong absent your preference.
Because I believe there's a like objective definition of right and wrong.
That's your
causing human
preference
suffering.
again.
Okay, Andrew, then why do you believe it's wrong?
Why does it? What does it have to do with it? What does me believing that fucking TV right there is off when it's on have to do with your definition of this?
Ooh, wait, that's a red herring. Hold on, for my bingo.
Oh my God, that's not a red herring.
Yes, it
I'm
is.
literally trying to stay on topic.
Wait, here, hold on, where's red
Can you
herring?
ground morality outside of your preference or not?
Boom.
Can you
Got one.
ground morality outside of your preference or not? You keep on saying it's wrong because it's wrong because it's wrong because it's
I've
wrong.
grounded morality in natural rights. I've already done this.
Now, what are natural
multiple
rights
times.
other than your preference?
What are natural rights other than my preference? Well, my preferences happen to align with our definition of natural rights.
So your natural rights are just your preference?
No.
Then what are they?
Natural rights are the right to life, the right to liberty, and honestly, the pursuit of happiness.
And what gives you
I think
those
that those are
rights
natural
other than
rights.
people's preferences?
It's not people's preferences that, well, it's not people's preferences that give you those rights. It's just that we are all naturally deserve them. Like just being alive is what gives you those rights. I believe that all humans who are birthed into this world have a natural right to life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness.
That's
and
a preference.
Our constitutional founders would agree with me.
Do you realize that's a preference?
Sure, but what the fuck does that matter?
It matters.
Well, it does matter because anything that, yes, in nature, you have the option to survive or thrive or, be deleted. And if you don't understand what Andrew's trying to get at, that how this construct is constructed, ruled and controlled by humans, not mostly ordained by God, nor God's all used countlessly, but we don't see no essence or the presence of God. Andrew's trying to get Naima to really think deeply to know that your thoughts, your thinking is all derived by a man's teaching. And what man giveth, man will taketh. And she's not seeing that. And Andrew's walking towards it. Now, a lot of people said this is going to go over their head, but you got to think clearly why he still make her define it, because she's not getting it. Anyway, let's keep going.
Because if you keep on claiming over and over again rights aren't preferences, and everything you give me is just a preference for a right.
I didn't
Anytime I
claim that
ask you
rights aren't preferences.
if you have good, whatever you think good is, what is it
Salute, Minister O, with the info. How you doing, brother?
outside of what you prefer?
Andrew, all you want to do is have a descriptive argument. I want to actually hear your
Listen, the
opinion.
semantics are important to the
No,
debate.
dude.
Yes, dude.
Brian, what time is it?
4:15.
I'll sit
Okay,
here all day
so
and
we've
do
been
this.
arguing
I'm telling you right
semantics.
now, we're not moving past this until
No,
you
Andrew,
can
but what
give
is
me
the
the grounded
point of this?
claim.
It's pointless.
It's the most
It is
pointed.
pointless.
You're
wanna do
just
this
trying
all
to
day
evade.
because you are afraid of voicing
Then
your own
all you have to
opinion
do
and
is
having to
tell me how
defend
you
it.
ground rights outside of your preferences, because you keep saying they're not your preferences.
You were the one who grounded rights and preferences, and that was your justification for fucking slavery.
You disagreed, though.
Yes.
So tell me how you ground them outside of
Because I think that
preference.
they're inherent. It's natural law.
And what is natural law other than a set of preferences?
Natural law, I mean, it's a concept that there are inherent rights that every human deserves based on the fact that they're alive.
Okay.
Which is
and
objective. We are alive objectively, unless the whole thing is a simulation.
okay, so you're alive.
Sure.
You believe people have a right to be alive.
Yes.
That's a preference, right?
It happens to be my preference. Yes. There are people who disagree with me.
Okay,
But-
and is that because of their preference?
Yes.
So then what are rights
So are
other
they,
than
wait, hold on. So question, are they morally justified to kill others? If their preference is to kill
under
others.
your
would
worldview,
that
yes. Because rights are just preferences.
You're the one who believes in a preferential worldview, Andrew.
So
I
do you.
Don't believe
No.
that.
Do you
I
don't-
believe in it.
I
There
think-
is an inherent definition of right and wrong, good and bad.
Okay, then give it to me. What makes a thing good other than a set of preferences?
I believe that something is good. I've already said this,
Do it
Andrew.
again.
We're going, no, actually, no. Don't
Oh.
fucking tell me what to do, man.
Okay.
Shall we change the prompt?
I think.
Honestly,
Shall we get
'cause
into
I
you're
think
even
not. I
talking
think.
about
Listen,
anything.
I'm going to tell you this is.
No, because all you want to do is
Let me
have
make
a
the
descriptive
case.
debate because you are
Let me-
afraid of
let
voicing
me-
your opinion.
let me
because
make
your
the
opinion
case.
doesn't make any
Yeah, let
fucking
me make the
sense.
case. So the case is this.
Okay.
She wants to have a debate, and she claims it's good faith on force doctrine, which is a descriptor about rights.
Mm-hmm.
When I ask her if rights are preferences, give her own worldview back to her, right? When I say what she says, so all of these genocides and everything else are completely justified because of preferences. I literally gave you your worldview back to you and said, yes, they have to be.
But
Because,
Andrew,
hang
I
on, let me
disagreed with
finish.
you. I don't believe that rights are
Am I allowed to
preferences.
finish what I'm saying?
Let him finish. Go ahead, Andrew.
So anyway, the thing is like, if that's the case, I gave you your whole worldview back and showed you, based on your worldview, all of those things actually would be justified, yes, because I don't believe that you can ground this concept of good or evil outside of preference, and you haven't, and you want me to just move on. Hang on, and you want me to just move on from that, and I'm not going to until you either A, concede that your morality is all preferences, or B, justify how it's not.
I don't believe that morality is based in preference.
I don't- well,
I believe
that's a
that
preference.
morality is based in inherent natural law, and we've already talked about that.
But inherent would say that it's, well, here's the thing. Inherent would say that that's objective, and you don't believe in objectivity. You believe only in subjective rights.
No, that's not true. We're talking about morality, not rights. You don't believe that there is an inherent basis of morality.
From
Do
your
you
view, there's
believe-
not,
I'm
no.
not asking you about my view, Andrew. I'm asking you about your view.
It wouldn't matter what my view was
No,
if your
it does.
view
I'm really
is
genuinely
inherent.
curious.
That's nice,
Do you
but I
believe
want to
that there are
know.
inherent rights?
Look, we're not
Look
going
at you.
to.
You're
We're not.
dancing
I'm not
around it.
moving
He's
past
so
it
afraid to
until
give
we
an
get to
opinion.
good and bad. We're not doing
Do
it.
you believe that there is any inherent rule?
wouldn't
of
matter.
morality? Yes,
Hold
it
on, let
does.
each other
It doesn't.
finish.
It does
Let each
matter.
other finish.
Doesn't
well, Andrew,
matter.
you have to actually like give an opinion. You can't just sit here and like ask
If
me.
you don't understand, I don't know. Why don't you
can't just sit here and give me
understand?
the definitions and ask for the definitions of things over and over and over and over and over
You've
again
destroyed
when
the
you
ability for
refuse
morality
to have
itself.
An argument.
You've destroyed the ability for morality itself, so it wouldn't matter what I claimed
What do
is
you mean
moral
I've
or immoral.
destroyed the ability
Because-
for morality?
because
I've
what-
given
Why
you
don't
all these
we-
definitions.
Because what you're claiming
man.
is an anti-realist position. It's a moral anti-realist position. You're saying there's no true moral facts. Everything is just morality based on preferences.
That's the opposite of what I
but
just
then
said.
ground it.
I just said
Then
that
ground it.
There is inherent morality based on natural law. I
Then-
just said
then
that
ground
8
it.
times. So now what is your definition
Then
of morality?
ground it.
Do you believe there's inherent morality? Answer
What?
a question,
Why
Andrew.
would it matter?
Answer it, because I want to know.
Yeah, sure.
We're in the middle of
And
a
I
debate.
think they're all preferences.
Why am I the only one who is sharing?
I think-
so you do
I-
think there? So the,
Yes.
the prescriptive morality is not my opinion; it's yours.
It's yours too.
No, it's not.
Then get ground it.
I just did.
No, you didn't.
I've done it over and over.
You haven't.
Andrew. You are afraid to
I
actually
literally
give
just-
a fucking
Let
opinion.
each other finish, please. Let
How
each
did I,
other
what?
finish.
So
what did I
you
ground?
are
What did I
saying- so
ground
you-
morality in?
You just grounded it in prescriptive.
No, preference.
You just said that.
Preference.
Prescriptive is preference.
And what are you
Prescriptive
grounding
morality? Is the morality of
What are you
preference.
grounding morality in?
I'm grounding morality in the inherent belief that humans deserve natural rights.
So your preferences.
But it's inherent.
It can't be inherent if you're grounding it in your preference.
There is an inherent right. I do
Then
believe in
demonstrate
inherent
that they're
rights.
inherent.
Demonstrate that what's inherent? Morality?
Right? Yeah, morality.
I just did with the
No, you
Yes,
didn't.
we did with slavery. You want to go back to the slavery
Sure.
example? So if an entire society believes that
Mm-hmm.
this one society should be enslaved, and there's less of them,
Yeah.
under your definition of morality, enslaving this smaller group would be morally justified.
Based on preference.
Yes.
Okay.
And I'm saying because morality is inherent, then even though all these people would like to enslave them, it is still not morally justified.
I see. So tell me something. These inherent rights, where do they come from again?
Inherent rights. I don't believe they come from God. I believe they come from natural law. But God is also an example.
Well,
of
so
rights
is
that
natural
inherently
law
come.
unchanging?
Yeah, to an extent.
Natural law is unchanging?
Yeah.
Okay. And can you demonstrate an unchanging natural law?
In order for all humans, like.
All right, taking a break. Let me see what you guys say in the chat room. All right, up you, Mr. O. He's in the building. You have any question, Mr. O? I don't think people got questions. They're more kind of frustrated with him. And one guy wrote, let me see if that even passed through Google. Could use the word KI something. Let me make sure. No, you're gonna have to rephrase that question, sir. You might have to put that in super chat. That didn't go through. The one that used that word a while ago, so I can't read that. And Miss Laura, your comment. Oh, it did come out. Okay. Is someone saying morality is just preference? They are making a universal moral claim that everyone should accept there's are no universal morals. Okay. Yes. But like I said, if you put a super chat, Google might allow it. I'm not saying it will not pop up by the colors, but you must be careful with your words. For those that's in any chat room, if you're gonna use words that are going to inflict harm or pose that it might be harmful, Google will not allow it. Just a side note. I used to watch the goofballs in high school, kind of about honesty and now how you should. Okay, Brad wrote that. She's okay. Yeah. Okay. She's okay. Google allowed that. All right. No, real now. That's not reading the chat. Explain. All right. Let me see. No, for real. That's we were trying to read the chat. Could you explain how he is winning this for me, please? I'm listening because he's challenging her thought patterns. If y'all guys remember the debate she had with Jordan Peterson, and Jordan Peterson liked her. Naima is I would say a very bright woman in her field of studies in college. I think she studies sociology. I think that's her degree, right? And she posed good questions. Hell, she might pose and bring a discussion. The problem with Naima, when she's now debating Andrew, and the funny thing debate Andrew at all people, because Naima makes seem like Andrew is nobody and he's not really of anybody of importance in social media. And we could look for his social media background. He's very much relevant because most of his content is about debates. Even his own channel has a pretty heavy following with very large views. Mostly does live views. The point is this: Andrew, you debate Andrew, he's going to make you question everything to the point where it said, you know, what you were saying, you're actually making the greater point that with morality or anything that he's saying, that there is no real in between. Pointing fingers back at you. Think good on the question asked. Why use that word? I think Andrew has background in psychology because that's something a psychologist would do when you're sitting in a chair and you're laying out your problems. It's like a good psychologist trying to point back what is really wrong with you and let you see it. That's why I think Andrew's very strong at. I think he has this some form of psychology background because that's what psychology does when they try and treat their patients to help them realize their ways, and they make the necessary to make the correction. That's how I see it. All right, I'm gonna keep playing. I'm soon gonna have to wrap this up. I don't want to do 2-hour mark in this. Let's go.
Have to be born and all humans die. That's a natural law.
No, a moral natural law.
But morality is based on natural law. The natural law is not what is moral or immoral.
So what? Wait, now I'm really confused. I thought you.
For two-factor, you said that she came into the debate bad faith and lost completely. You want to quantify that, sir? Just a little bit. I'm kind of curious. Let's go.
Just said that natural law is what you're appealing to for what is or isn't moral.
Yes, natural law.
Okay, so can you give me an example of an unchanging natural law which is moral or immoral?
Okay, causing harm creates human suffering. That's a natural law. We know this to be fact.
That's a natural law.
Yeah.
Okay, can you demonstrate the natural law for me?
Okay.
Other than
If Andrew punched Brian in the face, Brian, you think that would hurt?
Yes.
Okay, so there it is. That's a natural law. If you caused harm to Brian, it would create human suffering in Brian. There it is.
what if Brian wanted me to punch him in the face because he thought it felt good?
Well, that's now consensual. So I guess non-consensual.
So then that's
harm
not an
there.
unchanging natural.
Okay, I think Brad Wilson said, okay. I get what you're saying, but I mean, they're more important ish, but talking about the dude's hung up on him because he knows there's only one way. And that might be so, Brad. That might be so. Let's keep going.
Law.
Non-consensual harm. There. How's that?
Non-consensual harm.
Sure.
Okay. And when you say non-consensual harm, can a person, like, I don't know, consent to things which would harm them? And
yeah,
that would
but
still
it
be bad?
wouldn't cause human suffering because they want it.
I see.
Yes.
Okay. So when you say suffering, is suffering this idea, is that subjective or objective? Do you believe that that's requiring minds or not?
Well, everything requires a mind. So I
Okay.
guess
So
that would be
then
subjective.
the ideas for what suffering is right now can change.
Well, I guess some suffering isn't subjective.
What? What sufferings? What form of suffering or preference for suffering can't change over time?
Well, I guess, yeah, your personal, I guess suffering is subjective to each person. Yeah.
Yeah.
to an
So
extent.
then preferences for suffering can change over time. Because
Well, the definition of suffering doesn't change, but like an individual
Yeah.
can feel like something
Well,
is causing
then
them suffering when it
natural
doesn't.
law is now rendered incoherent
It's not
because hang on,
incoherent.
because you said that it's unchanging, but you clearly think that it does change.
Well, suffering doesn't change.
Okay, so suffering
It
in
can
200
change between people, like it's
then it
nuanced.
changes.
But suffering itself, the concept of suffering is not changing, but what we each interpret as suffering on our bodies can change, yes.
Then it's not unchanging.
It is unchanging. It still exists.
Well, but I don't understand. How can it be an unchanging
Do you not
law?
understand what suffering is?
I don't understand how it can be an unchanging law if it
Well,
can
what do
change.
you think that suffering is, Andrew?
I don't know, like pain, things like that, I think.
Okay, yes.
Yeah.
So pain still exists, but someone's pain tolerance can maybe get better or worse
Yeah.
over time, right?
Yeah,
so
but-
the concept of suffering and pain is the same, but it can, like, it's subjective to each person. Do you understand that?
Yeah. So I'll show you kind of the line of logic here.
Okay, sure.
Okay. So if it's the case that you think that morality is an unchanging standard and you're pointing to natural law, right? You're saying natural law is unchanging. This is the standard for which I base morality on, and it's not preferential.
Yes.
Okay, it's not preferential. So natural law exists somewhere,
Yes.
absent minds.
Sure.
Okay, sure. Where?
Well, there's multiple natural laws.
Moral natural laws.
No, not moral natural laws, just objective natural laws. But being born and dying exists absent of mind. Pain exists absent of mind.
How does pain exist absent of mind?
Physical pain can exist absent of mind.
How?
If someone cuts off your arm, it's going to fucking hurt, no? It's not just that you think it hurts.
Those are both minds.
It's neurons.
Those are minds.
Well, it's not neurons, but it's...
Those are both minds. What
So
are you
don't-
talking about? So how does pain exist absent of mind?
So you don't think, like, pain exists absence of mind because it's your body. Your body is feeling things. You can feel things without your mind thinking about it.
What?
I mean, it's your central nervous system.
How do you feel something without a mind?
You never felt the
If you
sensation
had no
of touch?
brain, you would feel stuff?
We have multiple...
If you had no
Senses.
brain, you would feel stuff.
Well, I've never not had a brain before.
Do you think people with no brain feel stuff?
I don't know. Why don't we ask one of them?
What do you think?
I don't know. I
Where
don't
do you
have
think?
a brain.
Where are your pain receptors located?
Aren't they all over your body?
If you have no brain, how could you possibly feel pain?
Because you feel pain in your body.
How without a brain to process it?
But who the fuck doesn't have a brain, Andrew? Like, who is this argument for?
You said that pain doesn't
okay,
require
fine.
minds.
So long as humans have a brain, then we can feel pain.
So minds.
Brain.
Well, what's a mind other than a brain to you?
Well, the mind is the conscious inside of your brain.
So it's the brain.
No, it's not.
Then if you don't-
Consciousness is not your brain.
So then if you don't have a brain, do you have consciousness?
No.
Okay, then it's the brain.
But you can have a brain without consciousness, right? Like chickens have brains, but they're still not conscious.
That's sentience.
Naima, baby, if you had a question, the chicken got the brains right, that means you're not sure, baby. It's better off you didn't even ask that question to Andrew. It's better off you know that don't know, or throw and ask a question that you're not aware of. I'm gonna read Two Factors comment. Let me see. Two Factor writes, well, I watched the live and she couldn't answer the question coherently. Okay. It's a logical test. She failed. Yeah, you gotta understand. We're talking about the logic here, and we all know most women nowadays, they're not really too much in the fight or in the direction of dealing with things logically. They like to deal with the emotional side of things because emotions is safety. Emotions are right all the time, and they're not. So I truly agree. And let me see. Let me make sure your question get through Google. Okay, I can read this. All right. Well, no, I don't see Google made that. So let me read it anyway. He was trying to get the answer to decide preference where the morals came from. Was basically religious and secular. Where do morals came from? Secular have no grounds. Okay, I understand that one. And Brad writes, "My bad. I'm done with so far." Okay, I understand, Brad. So all personal preference. I'm not religious at all, but I understand the base of all moral and come from religion. Okay. Then Brad Wilson writes, hold on, make sure your thing. Okay. Brad Wilson writes, but I mean, the whole argument just boils down to, does God make, hold on. Okay. Does God make murder bad, or do you think murder is bad? It's pointless, right? It goes back because I think both of them are Christians. I don't know if Andrew's I'm not sure what type of religious doctrine Andrew follows, but God himself moves in very mysterious ways. I'll say this, Brad. Do you know there was a book that I have not read completely? I heard about it because a friend showed me his book. There was an actual book that breaks down all the passages in God in the Bible, and I think mostly it is more inclined with the Old Testament mostly. And can we all say New Testament mostly? All the more rugged, raw versions of how people used to live back in the day were all based on the Old Testament. This book, I forgot what it's called, but I think it was titled When God Did a Lot of Deletions back in the day. If you ever could find or come across that book, it's a good book to have and look at, because if you've not read the Bible from front to back, that book lays out every passage in the Bible from all branch of the Bible and maybe some other books when God started to take his revenge on mankind. All right, let's keep going.
No, it's a conscious.
Sentience.
Your conscious is what is thinking, right?
Well,
your prefrontal
no.
cortex is your conscious.
No, because you would have unconscious consciousness, which would mean like you could be half brain dead, but still like picture things in your mind. And
yeah,
shit
actually,
like that.
that's a great example. Do people who are brain dead feel pain?
Shall we switch prompts?
This is the fucking
Let's switch.
Can I just
let's
finish
get into
with
new
one
prompts.
last thing?
Sure.
Can
Okay.
I also
just
give
want
a
to
closing
finish.
statement if we're gonna
I
do
just
that?
want to finish with one last thing. I just want to
Yes.
point this out to you so that you understand that this whole time, you have not been able to demonstrate moral facts absent preference. Everything that you give as a moral fact, like pain, suffering, things like that, are just things that you're claiming you have a preference against. They don't exist absent minds or subjective to the individual. So if that's the case, you're grounding all morality in preference. All of it. You're not like, what else could it possibly be? And then when I ask you, so if I say, hey, is murdering Brian wrong? You say yes. I say, why? Because of this principle. I say, well, isn't that adherence to the principle just your preference? Yes. So what makes killing him wrong? It's a massive circle.
Natural law. I literally just said that. I mean, honestly, Andrew, I think you're having a hard time listening
am.
because you're so focused on justifying slavery, despite your belief that.
Do you
morality
think
comes from God.
that's going to make a good clip for you? Because it's not going
Well,
to.
it's not a great clip for you. Andrew, I don't really need to.
Yeah,
clip you.
yeah,
Come on, give
yeah.
me a
Let me
break.
pause that.
You're gonna try to clip
Unless you
out
want.
Yeah, she better not try that. I swear to God, she better not try that. And a lot of women, she is, and she is a black woman. I'm not sure if she is mixed. Don't do that. Stay with the talking points. I'm not sure why people do this when they bring back the slavery issue. We already know what other groups' views on slavery, whether they agree with it or not. If you're doing this just to get a response so you could go on your little struggler channel for clips, Miss Naima, don't do it. It's not gonna work well. And I see what you're doing because Andrew's spotting what you're trying to do. It ain't gonna work. So she needs to stop it. Yeah, bro. All right, let me see. What else? Okay. And Brad White. Yeah, Chaos, bro. I'm watching the same. I'm not even trying to hate on you, but I think they're cool, but just curious. This is a debate that since you asked the question, this debate caught my attention. I just looked into it briefly and listened to a good portion of it, and I think this is something to look at. There's some parts I didn't really go deep in all of it, but I was sitting there really questioning and having really understanding that Naima debated this man months ago, and now you're back here again. So I think by going through this again, I think Naima would learn something to have something tangible for this debate if she's going, I guess, in her mind, waste of time debating Andrew, which I don't think is a waste of time because if this man was waste of time, you would not be on this podcast with Andrew. And it seemed to me Andrew is still doing, not only his tactics have not changed, but you have not learned to adapt and really give him what he wants to hear and deal with the logic. And she's not doing a fair job so far from listening. Now, a lot of people think otherwise differently. They think that she's a woman, she's winning, this guy don't know nothing. Maybe so, but my biggest question is, if she was holding her in, then when Andrew's telling this woman to define it and she's getting frustrated, she doesn't know what she's not only saying, but she's not confident in the words she's saying. And that's what gets me. And like Two Factor said, she loses the logic factor of doing this. I agree with the brother. And the guy writes here again, she lost the debate too, but has the olive jar clip. All right, yeah. I mean, and these are like immature tactics. And I agree. Yeah, she needs to say. Yeah. All right, let me keep going, guys. I want to finish this up.
Open another jar of pickles.
Do you think that one's going to be a good one for you too? But anyway, go ahead. We can move on to the next topic. It's the most ridiculous
I just want to finish this off.
I do too. Go ahead.
Well, yes.
Well, you
Great.
each get, you had
He
your
just
statement.
finished,
You
so
have your
now
final
may
statement,
I have my final
we'll
statement?
then
Yes,
we'll move on.
I mean, Andrew, I don't really agree with your basic definition of prescriptive morality. I think that prescriptive morality opens the door for the moral justification for so many aspects of human suffering, including slavery and genocide, which you just justified yourself. Now, whether or not we agree on what each natural law is, I think that natural law is what justifies and dictates what is moral and immoral. And I mean, if you don't agree with that, then I guess you can just head over to North Korea. All right, I'm done.
Okay, so the next prompt, there's quite a few, but why don't we
Can I have a smoke first?
Yeah, I'll do a smoke.
You guys want to take a
Yeah, I
break?
wanna have
Yeah, because it's been like
Okay.
an hour now.
All right, we go for it.
Okay. We'll probably stop here. Dang, that was long. Wow. I know guys didn't really either enjoy it or don't enjoy it. I mean, these are debates. Some debates are not gonna always be sexy and not gonna be some of enjoyment for consumption, but nonetheless, the conversation needs to be had. I would say this. I don't want to give it to Andrew all the time for those that watch this channel. I would like to find one time some man or someone would step up the plate and give Andrew a real run for his money. And instead of him trying to use insults, injury, or, use some word, trying to say some words to frustrate people. But I have not seen it so far yet. Now, the one with Coach Greg Adams that I cover on the same channel, Coach Gray Adams could have won properly, but the problem is Coach Gray Adams did not really hold his end when it comes to certain parts about the, you know, the common law and all. He's not really certain about certain things, you know, because he has to refer back to a lawyer. And my issue with Coach Gray Adams is that you should be knowing knowledge about a lot of things. I mean, telling men to not participate at all is speaking for itself. But most men down the line want to have families, do want to have children, and want to have wives where they could, you know, function as an actual family. Most men, regardless his views now, are trying to promote or teach, are not going to live bachelor lives. And to be honest with you, a bachelor life in today's age, that's really meant for men that are, in my opinion, this is just my opinion, men that are doing really well off. And we all know most people, we live in America, we're not doing well off. A lot of us not making 7 figures as a whole. Hell, someone said the median average right now is $50K a year. And they said that that's not even enough. So we're not really doing or making a lot to really operate as bachelors, in my opinion. Personally. Now, if as someone that's making less and is doing the bachelor, they're out here slinging, you know, the phallus and busting, you know, shoot up the club a lot of women, go for it. You know, there's conscience in this country doing that. So, on that, you know, this first half of this debate, I think Andrew has the upper hand and has more leverage upper hand with this one. But what do I know? What I know? What's your thoughts? Leave your thoughts and opinions in the comment section of this live stream here. Follow my social media links in the description below. You can follow me on Twitter at Chaos97. You can add me on Facebook, Eric Rain. Follow me on Rumble, CRain23 Rumble. Join my Discord service. And what are you waiting for? Become a member of the Chaos Rain Show. Join the membership. 2 tiers membership. Pick your tiers. And that's pretty much it for me, guys. Like, comment, and subscribe to the Chaos Rain channel. And until next time, and I mean till next time, let it chaos reign.
Man, fuck all you hoes. Fuck you and your mammy and your granny too. Fuck all you hoes. I'm sick of this shit. Fuck all you hoes. Don't give a damn, bitch, what you wanna do. Fuck all you hoes.
They like the chaos.
They like the chaos. So when you're able to
Chaos.
let that chaos reign with,
Chaos.
let that chaos reign with,
Chaos.
let that chaos reign with,
Must reign.